Hey guys, I've been working on some jazz lately, and I thought I would share with you something I've been doing to work on improvising over chords. So, here it is. Now, before I start with explaining it, I want to tell you that this is not a replacement for playing with other musicians or practicing over a backing track, because those are both very good ways of getting better. But this is just another way to practice with yourself, another technique that might help you a little better and that you can experiment with. I mean, still try to play with other musicians and still try to play the backing tracks, because they're all different ways and there's all these different tools that you can use, and this is one of the tools that you can use. Now, I'll say right off the bat, I'm a noob at jazz, so but this is just what I've been doing, because a lot of looking online and stuff, it's this theory about how to improvise over chords, various modes, various scales, various patterns and stuff that you can use. Now, what I was playing over before was, well, I wasn't playing over, I was playing with myself. But it's a 2, and then the A relative to C, because everything's relative to the. So you get your 2, so 2, and then you got the next chord, which is, I believe, like A13 or something. And then the last chord is like a C9, some variation of that. And so that would be 2, 6, 1, because you got D7, D minor 7, which is the first one. So 1, 2, which is the 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a 6. I'm gonna drop D. That's why I'm playing a little different. And then a C, which is the 1 chord, so that would be a 2, 6, 1 progression. Now what I'm doing is I'm just playing the chord, so you just. I'm just playing the chords, and then in the middle of that I'm adding little riffs, licks, whatever you want to call them, improv in the middle of it, and doing it this way, just. You can play the chords, and then since you're just playing the chords, you can just play straight chord tones. You can bounce around them, so you can just with the D. So going the A, which is in the chord, E, which is a half step below the F, then I go to the F. So then it goes to another little variation of the chord tones. So it goes back to that, it goes to the D, and then it goes back to the E, which is below, and then it goes to C sharp, which is the very leading tone back to the D, so I go back to the D. So now that you kind of understand what I'm doing, I'm just bouncing around the chord tones, because those are the strongest melodically, so you're bouncing around them, creating this tension, and then you're resolving on top of the notes. So what I do with the first one, and then I go to the A chord, which is just, so it has an F sharp in the chord, because it's like A13. And so I'm bending up a little bit, coming back down, going to the E, going to that C sharp that's in it, going up, going below it, then resolving to the A. So then I leave a little pause to allow myself to go back to the next chord. And then what I'm doing in the final chord, which is a C9 chord, is I'm just doing, so chord tone, chord tone, chord tone, chord tone, chord tone, non-chord tone, which is a leading tone to another chord tone. And a C9 chord, I mean, this is like, a C chord would be C, E, G, and then the major 7 would be the B note, and then you're adding the 9th, which is the D. So you have a lot of notes to choose from for chord tones. You have, well, not that A. So you have those chord tones, and then you can, I mean, because it's a 1, I try to keep it a little more, listening friendly by using more chord tones, because it's supposed to be the resolution of the progression. And now the second time when I do this weird little, which is just, that is a E minor arpeggio, basically. But when you add the C thing, it makes it into a C major 7 because C major 7 is a combination of C major and E minor. So you can use those arpeggios. So, oh, can't see it. You can use those, and then I just kind of bounce around them. So, and I go to an F, which is outside. Go to an A, which is outside, but it's in the scale, so it's nice and listening friendly. Then I go chromatically up to leading to the B, which is in the chord, leading to the C, which is the real resolution of the chord. Slide up to the D, then do some real. Yeah, so I just fool around with the notes. I didn't really set this in stone because that's really not what this exercise is about. So I said that's not what the exercise is about. It's not about playing these riffs note for note. It's about playing the chords and in between doing these little solo techniques in between. So what you're doing is you're playing the chords yourself. You're not listening to a backing track. You're understanding the chords, and you know the notes and the chords because you're playing them. So you can use those as your improv. So you can just go. You can play all the chord tones. You don't even have to put anything between at first. Just play the chords and understand the notes, and then bounce around them. And you can do this as slow as you want. You can screw up as much as you want. It doesn't matter if you screw up. You just want to the whole idea is just to get better. So you're playing this and you're just improvising over it in various ways, and you can add these little things that you create and just keep on repeating them and changing them a little bit to make them sound better, and then you have all these little riffs that you can kind of crutch onto when you're improvising and you don't know what to play. You can just pull one of these out, and it'll give you a little more time to think about what you can create on the spot. Now, I'm not saying that improvising over a chord progression that's recorded is bad, because that's a very good technique, because you can just loop it, and you don't have to play anything for a while. You can just leave a pause and think and do that, but this forces you to always be playing something. So if you're improvising and you're out of ideas, you don't want to just stop for if you stop for 8 bars, people are going to be like, okay, what's he doing? So you're just you're forcing yourself to keep playing. Even if you screw up, just get right back on track. Just fool around and create new ideas. And so you're using these as a way to force yourself to be constantly playing. So it doesn't even have to be good. It can just be some complete straightforward notes of the chord, because that still sounds good. It's just not I'm just not the best jazz in the world. I'm not even good at it, but that's just what it does. It helps a lot. So here's your homework, all right? So I want you to get a chord progression. It doesn't even have to be this one. You can start with this one if you want, and you can just get the riffs that I played and just figure them out. Go back and learn them if you want. I'm not presenting tabs or showing you how to play these riffs so you can just go and play them, because that's boring. It's not you. You want to be able to create your own. So your homework assignment is to get a chord progression, any one you want. It'd be nice if it was something that's actually, you can use this for any genre, but if you're doing it for jazz, pick some common jazz chord progression, 2-5-1. So you're getting this D, G, and then C major 7. You just get that and just play it at whatever speed you want, and then create little things in between to go from chord to chord and create little solos out of it. So that's your homework. Get a chord progression and just fool around with it and improv over it, and I promise you will get better at improvising doing this. Now, I understand this video is it's quite long. This is one of my longer videos, so I'm glad that YouTube now allows 15-minute videos, but I didn't want to do any kind of planning for this, because this lesson isn't even about playing structured riffs. This lesson is about getting a chord progression and just going with it on the spot. This is what this lesson is made. This lesson is made on the spot. And I don't know, it's not that good. I just wanted to do this quickly. But if you've been watching so far, obviously, thanks for watching. Let me know if you want to have more information on jazz or improvisation or any of the lessons you want to hear. Just let me know. This was a pretty easy lesson to create. Rate, subscribe, comment, do whatever. Leave me stuff to read. Thanks for watching. Have a great night or day, wherever you are.